Oh, this is going to get the left and the climate people and all of the wokesters. They're going to go riled up about this, man, for sure. Because Trump, the administration just fired like hundreds of researchers and scientists working on the 2028 so-called climate report that they do. That's amazing. That's amazing. We don't need to be further influenced any longer by this insane climate religion, right? I think that's fine. Fuck it. That report is unnecessary for America because America is going to no longer factor in the climate change nonsense into its decision making politically and economically. That's just not happening. So they don't need these people to do this report. So good riddance, right? All right, guys. So it is now Wednesday. It's the 30th of April. It's 2025 still, and it's 3:45 or 2:45, sorry, p.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. If you want to help me out, what you could do is for free. You can do all the liking, the retruthing, the reposting, the replying, the retweeting, commenting, all that stuff. If you do all those things, it helps with the algorithm and it sends my stuff out to new people, which would help me out quite a bit. It's free for you to do. It's pretty simple and easy. So please go ahead and do that. The best thing you can do in order to get all of my content delivered directly to your inbox is going to be subscribing to my Substack, either for free or paid. That way you get the articles, all the videos, nothing gets censored, nothing gets taken down. Go to it'sallaboutlogic.substack.com. Let's go. All right, so you know, I have kind of like a little bit mixed feelings on this, right? I mean, the problem with these kind of groups and these research groups that are involved in the climate change deal is 99% of them are skewed in one direction, right? Especially institutionally. Over the past decades, the only scientists and researchers that were allowed to have a voice when it came to climate change were those that said that climate change is a big fucking problem and it's going to kill us all in 12 years and everybody's got to be poor and not drive cars and not eat meat and not have pets and basically go back to the 1800s or before. Caveman times would be even better. That's kind of their solution, you know. And then you offer these people a solution and say, hey, how about this? We're right now, because we're, you know, green energy and renewables just isn't really working right. You know, let's go ahead and do nuclear because nuclear's been, you know, basically, you know, CO2 free. It's pretty much ready, climate friendly. You know, let's do that until we've got a solution for the renewables. And they're going, no, fuck you, no, you're a climate denier. We're not going to do nuclear. No. So then you're like, okay, well, what the fuck do you people want? So you can't take people like that seriously. And all of the institutional organizations that have been working on this deal and been giving advice to governments, which is what this report that normally comes out every year in America does. Normally this report comes out and they, you know, give the effects of climate change or the effects of, you know, the economy and energy production on climate change for the, you know, prognosing the next year, what's happened over the last year, and they kind of advise, and the government people making decisions kind of like take this advice or read this report in order to guide their decision making as to what they're going to do to advance either the economy or not, or, you know, allowing permits for this or that. They take that into consideration. And, you know, we don't even know if the shit is real. What we know is that they are making these insinuations based on modeling, computer modeling. So in order to do that, you have to give the computer input. So you give it data in order to model, to try to predict. It's predictive modeling, right? That's what it's called. And that's the whole climate science is based on predictive modeling, right? And they kind of use the same thing to predict the weather. And even that, after about a week or two in advance, starts getting pretty sketchy. I mean, I ask Google every day, what's the weather going to be like, right? And Google says blah, blah, blah. Ask her what the week's going to be like. And Google says blah, blah, blah. And, you know, she's pretty good. It's pretty accurate. It's not 100%, but it's pretty much there. But if you try to ask for the weather in a month from now, they don't fucking know, okay? They could figure it out on predictive modeling, but basically that's just guessing. Okay? Because that is not taking into account everything that could happen in the future, right? One of the things predictive modeling doesn't take into account is innovation. right? That means that probably, just like we've done with every other problem in the world, as humans, we've come up with solutions, mostly technological solutions, to fix the problems that stand in our way, right? And it's been actually all technological solutions. And so most of us with, a little bit of a brain and, a little bit of seeing how things have gone in your whole lifetime, kind of go, well, we've solved a lot of problems with technology. It doesn't seem so far out of reach if we can make AI, right? That we're going to be able to find a solution, a technological solution for the climate change. As a matter of fact, we already have one. It's called nuclear. But, okay, everybody doesn't want that either. So now we're going to have to come up with even another one, which I'm sure we will, just not today, right? So making everybody poorer and taking away people's pets and making sure they can't drive anymore and making things so expensive that they're inaffordable and basically creating the Hunger Games. Let's just work on technological solutions, right? And let's be, real. Ever since I was in school, they've had a ton of different climate predictions. And it was all this fear, porn, panic shit. Al Gore came up with a whole movie about it. None of it turned out to be true. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it was just all bullshit, and he's still getting credit for it. When I was little, they only had 9 planets. We only had 9 planets, dude. At school, they were like, okay, it's Earth, the sun, and then it's these planets, and then that, and it went up to like Pluto, and that was it. There was 9 of them. We had to memorize them. I don't know what they are now. Neptune, Venus, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, Earth. I've got almost all of them, okay? But there were 9. Now, there's billions and billions of planets. So we know more now than we did then. I'm sure we can find a solution. The solution that all of these climate researchers and scientists are pushing for is a solution that's going to make us all poor. I'm not cool with that. So I would rather not take it into consideration right now, right? Because it doesn't have an effect right now, okay? If there was like actual hard evidence that if we didn't do something today, that the planet would be burnt up in 5 years, then it would seem like, okay, well, fuck, we got to work on that, right? If there's an asteroid hurtling towards Earth, right? And we've got 5 years to find a way to intercept it or break it up, we should start working on that right now. That's right now. But this shit about, well, in 100 years, the temperature is going to be raised up a little bit by like 2 degrees in countries that are already hot as fuck, right? I don't think I want to like ruin my whole life and kill the whole industry of the countries and go back to poor squalor, Hunger Games type situations to avoid that from maybe happening based on some computer model. Sorry. So I think all of these climate research things should be broken up completely and should be staffed with people that are willing to look at both sides of the climate change thing. For like all sides, not even both. There's probably like 100 sides to this, right? Is it being caused by man? 100%. Is it being caused by CO2, or are there also other factors, right? What's going to actually happen if we were, and not fucking guesses over 100 years, but I want them to be a balanced team of researchers, not a one-sided biased team. And up till now, that's all it's been. Everybody that's working on the climate change shit is pointed in the same direction. And when other scientists and other credible people and other researchers try to step in and say, wait a second, this doesn't make sense. We have to look at this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And they get shut out and shut down like with COVID. So in my opinion, this move by the Trump administration is another big, big win. Fuck that shit. Out. You know what I'm saying? Out. We're not going to make any decisions anymore taking this basically quack science into consideration. We're done with it, right? It's a giant scam. And maybe it's not. Maybe parts of it are true and blah, blah, blah. Again, in order to combat this, if this is the problem, right? If CO2 is the problem, the only way to do anything about it is if all of the countries work together. That's not going to happen. It's not happening now. It's not happening later. So for just a couple of countries to do something and make their people poorer isn't doing shit to combat climate change. It's not helping. So why do it? Right? Why do it? Let's figure out a technological solution. That is my deal. I would like Trump to hire a bunch of researchers and scientists and shit to try to not combat climate change, but to try to find out how we can get mega battery storage capacity for renewable energy, right? That would be worth something, right? That would do a lot. And then if you could do that, if you innovated that, you built that, then your country is king, right? Because you can get that shit out to all of the other countries. And then energy truly does become basically free. And there you are. That's what the science and the research and the shit should be focused on 100%. Not on, oh my God, maybe in 100 years if you do this, we're going to fucking burn to a crisp. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not, though. You know what I mean? Computer modeling's not going to be the thing that's going to make that decision for America anymore. And that's great. I think more countries should get on that train, right? I think more countries should follow that lead. That should be the way to go. So great news out of the Trump administration. Bye-bye, climate people. I know this is going to get the absolute right people's panties all in a bunch, and I'm going to laugh. I love it. I can already see the woke climate green-haired fuckers. I can already see their ears steaming here in Germany, especially. Oh, they love the climate scam. They love it in Germany. The politicians love it. They want to basically choke us out of any pleasure, any money, any gas for our cars, no cars. They want to take our pets. They want to do it. They love it. This is going to piss them off. Oh, this is going to piss them off. And I'm going to laugh all day about it. I'm going to love it. It's great. It's great news. Great news from the Trump administration. Bye-bye, faux climate research bullshit people. Good riddance. That's a great move. We should follow suit everywhere. All right, people. That is it. Tomorrow is a holiday again in Germany. I believe it, or no, I should know this. May 1st, Independence Day? Is that it? I think it is. I think it's Independence Day. Shit, I should know, but I confuse them because there's so many holidays at the same time that I have to confuse them. Sorry about that. I should know. I'm very sorry. I think it's Independence Day. You know, and everybody enjoy it. We're gonna fucking take some long walk with the dogs. And maybe do some barbecue, and the weather's getting good. And then Friday, it's back to work. Friday, I'll be back with another Insanity Report for you all. See you guys then. Peace out.